awkward moment of shimmying. All right. Hi Friendos! Welcome back to my channel. The plants and I are so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for stopping by. So for today's video, top 10 tips that I utilize and focus on to make my workout the best that it can possibly be. And I had to narrow it down. I had close to 50. So this is going to be a great way for starters, for middle of the road, for people who have been working out for much longer than I have, and you're much further along in your fitness journey. And to that audience, I would say, please educate me. I'd love to learn from you. Perhaps the tips that I have are a good foundation for myself, and I can learn from you. So please feel free to share in the comments below. So tip number one, engage your core always. Many people tend to think that the way to get a six-pack is with multiple crunches and sit-ups. Helpful for sure, but that's not going to be what gets you six-pack abs or abs just in general. It's a combination of engaging your core in every single exercise that you do. So when you're doing push-ups, your core is engaged. When you're doing sit-ups, your core is engaged. When you're doing jumping jacks, your core is engaged. All exercises, your core is engaged, and you will see the results after a couple of months of just doing that. Tip number two, squeeze your glutes. With push-ups, squeeze your glutes. With your plank, squeeze your glutes. With your jumping jacks, squeeze your glutes. With your bent over rows, squeeze your glutes. Everything, squeeze your glutes, because that is going to protect your lower back. It is going to strengthen your glute muscles for sure. It helps to keep your form correct and make sure that your workout is the best that it can possibly be. So that is tip number two. Number three, whenever you're doing sit-ups or crunches or toe touches, anything along those lines, your chin should be facing the ceiling with a fist width distance between your chest and your chin. If you're crunching like this, you're not doing anything for your abs or your core. Nothing is. You're working your core maybe 20%. If you're raising your chin to the ceiling when you're doing your crunches, rather than swinging your arms and giving yourself momentum, which also doesn't work your core, you're working over 70% with your chin. Tip number four, whenever you're doing lower ab workout exercises, keep your back to the ground. Try not to have that arch in your back. That is not going to help your core. I mean, I want to have abs as well. I'm working towards them. So keep your lower back pinned to the ground when you're doing your toe touches, your leg lifts, your hollow holds, everything. Try to make sure that your lower back is pinned to the ground. If you have that arch, you're not helping your core. Tip number five, before any workout, 2 hours before, you should be drinking water consistently up until that point. Try to drink at least 2 liters. That's what's beneficial for me. I notice a remarkable difference. If I do not have enough water before I work out, my workout is not as beneficial. I'm way more tired, way more fatigued. I cannot accomplish as much as I could if I had just hydrated properly beforehand. So make sure that if you're planning to work out 6 a.m. in the morning, that's a little bit different. Make sure to sip some water before that though. I'm not saying drink 2 liters before 6 a.m. That means you'll be up at 4. Try not to do that. But if you're working out the next morning and you know that you are going to, make sure that you hydrate the night before. Make sure that you keep a cup of water on your nightstand so that you can sip that water after you get up to go to the bathroom or something like that, because we all get super dehydrated whilst we sleep, right? That's 8 or 9 hours without, or for some crazy people, 5 hours without water. So make sure to hydrate. Tip number 6. Make sure to breathe, okay? So many people, when I'm walking by an individual who's doing an exercise and they're holding their breath, and you can tell their face is going red, that's not doing them any good. That's not going to help them get better at the exercise that they're practicing at. It's not going to engage any of their muscles. It's not going to help build any muscles. Your muscles need oxygen, so you have to breathe, okay? Make sure to breathe. Breathe in and then out on the exertion. So if you're doing a push-up, your push-up should be breathing out when you're going down, up, breathing in, okay? Or the other way around. You're breathing down. When you go down, you're breathing in. When you come up, you're breathing out. So for push-ups, when you go down, you should be breathing in, and up, you should be breathing out, because that's the exertion, okay? I think that makes sense. It makes sense. Okay. Tip number 7, when you're doing complex exercises, like for example, you're doing a bent over row and then you're doing a hammer curl and then a shoulder press, make sure that during that bent over row, you're not looking up, okay? You're looking straight down to keep your neck in a neutral position. So many people I see at the gym, I don't go to the gym anymore, remember, but before, they would be looking up when they're doing their rows, and it doesn't make any sense to do that. You're hurting your neck, and it's also not good for your lower back. So protect your lower back, make sure to look down and have a neutral position for your neck, okay? That will do wonders for your exercise. Okay, tip number 8, warm up before at least 5 minutes and then stretch after, okay? And there's also no rule for stretching in between your workout either, okay? I would say that there are so many people who forget about the stretch. They want to feel that little bit of pain afterwards, but trust me, maybe in your early 20s, you can get away with it. As soon as you hit your 30s, you're gonna regret that decision. Take it from me, okay? When I was younger, I used to be able to just, slam out a workout, no stretching whatsoever, and then go home, feel fine. The next day, work out again. Now, I have to stretch. I cannot not go without stretching. Now I have to warm up. I cannot go without warming up, okay? Make sure to warm up, make sure to stretch. Foam roller. I did not know about the beauty and the universe of the foam roller until a year and a half ago. I am not a flexible person at all, but this has increased my flexibility this much, okay? And that's a huge deal. When it comes to flexibility, for a person who's not flexible at all, when you see those little changes, it kind of makes you want to cry because you're not used to your body being able to do that. So get a foam roller, okay? I wouldn't recommend borrowing one in COVID era. So they're about, what, max, I paid about 30 bucks for mine, and that's more the expensive side. You can get them for 15, okay? So get a foam roller. 10. I think I'm at tip number 10 at this point. Pair your exercises. Make complex exercises. You're doing the same thing over and over again. Your body's going to get used to it. You'll plateau, and there's nothing wrong with plateauing. Hey, I plateaued a year ago. I didn't see any changes because I was doing the same cardio over and over and over again. Your body gets used to it. So make sure to pair certain exercises with different muscle groups. So for example, a squat and a press is a great complex exercise because you're working your glutes, you're working your shoulders, you're working your biceps. That's a great way to incorporate some complex exercises. That's going to really, really up the ante, so to speak. Is that a phrase? I think people say up the ante still, right? I don't know. Who are people? No, I'm just kidding. Man, I seem spastic. Make sure to sprinkle in cardio rather than rely only on cardio, okay? And this is something that I have noticed in myself, because I was only doing cardio, and it wasn't until I started entering into my workout routine complex exercises and lifting heavy weights, that's when I started to notice a bigger change. I started to have much more muscle definition. I could start to see ab definition as well. My glutes were a little more pronounced. I was stronger. That is a good way to add challenge and then also to break out of that plateau. After your workout, if you want to make sure that it is the most beneficial, after you've stretched, after you drank water, you do not have to have an energy drink. Maybe you need to do that in between, but it depends on how intense your workout is. But after you're done your workout, have at least 16 to 20 grams of protein. That is a great way to ensure that your muscles get the nutrients that they need. I like to use like pea protein because it just tastes better. I prefer it. I'm not necessarily a vegan, but I really enjoy plant-based protein products. So I like to have a scoop or two of that in my smoothie afterwards. I don't even like smoothies, so I don't know why I said that. So for example, what I do is I love oatmeal. So in the morning, I will put 2 scoops of protein powder in with my oatmeal, stir it all up, heat it up, and it tastes delicious. And it fills me up until lunchtime. Super, super good. Those are my 10 plus a bonus tip on how to make your workout the most efficient and the best that it can possibly be. They work well for me. Try them, see if they work for you, or if you have different tips that work well for you and I didn't list them in this video, please let me know. I'd love to learn from you. Dad joke of the day, because I forgot to film it on the day that I was filming. How does a penguin build its house? He glues it together. Get it? E-glues it together. E-glues. That's all that we have for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. On your way out the door, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. My plants do have feelings, so it means a lot to them. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well, so that you never miss another video from the plants and I. All right, thanks everybody. Have a cool day. Okay, so tip number, that is a great way to incorporate some